Well, a very warm welcome and good afternoon from day two coverage of the MBN Ladies Open played here at the Suhyup Golf Resort. It was a one-shot opening round lead for Park Hye-jin, the winner of the Lotte Championship last year, but a couple of early stumbling blocks, couple of quick drop shots in her first three holes sees her back at 3 under par now. Last year's Player of the Year, Yoo Hyun-ju, has put together some excellent scoring, just one drop shot in her opening round of 68 yesterday. She's picked up 3 unanswered birdies today and has a birdie opportunity to come at her 9th and final hole of the day. Great play this morning from Kim Hae-eun too. 65 low round of the week. Sees her share second with Kim Min-ju and Lee Seong-yeon, who carded a blemish-free round of 69 as well. The cut will come at the end of play today. Low 60 in ties carrying on to contest the 1 billion Korean won prize purse up for grabs on Championship Sunday. Poor day today for Park Min-ji. Untimely double bogey on 17, leading to a round of 73. Good playing, though, from the Thai rookie. Pacharajuta Krongpan continues her perfect streak of made cuts in her rookie season. 70 today for her. Moon Jung-min could only manage 72, and Kim Soo-ji will see her in our featured group coverage this afternoon alongside Choi Ye-rim. Both of them 1 under par, just inside of the top 20. As we go down the leaderboard, Suhyup 1 under par through a couple of holes. Lee Daeon as well. We'll be seeing a little bit of her, the multiple-time champion on the KLPGA Tour. The projected cut was at 1 over par just a couple of moments ago before we came on air, but that has since slipped to 2 over par, and we expect it's probably going to fall around that mark. Don't think 3 over is going to get it. I just don't see the course playing that tricky, but you never know in the game of golf. I'm very much feeling it's going to come somewhere between +1 and +2. Poor day for Park Hyun-kyung, who really struggled to get the putter going in the opening round yesterday. Couple over par as she plays the 9th and final hole. She's safely through to the weekend. Chinese rookie Wang Zhixian just getting her second day underway. Level past 72 yesterday. Lee So-young is going to make just her 4th cut of 2026 in the company of Chae Jung-won and Lee Jae-eun at 1 over par. Hwang Jung-mi, former winner on tour, also 1 over. And there is last week's champion, Jaravi Bunchan from Thailand, 1 over par, and her 2 playing partners all on that mark as well. Bang Shin-sil disappointing 74 yesterday, but she's picked up an early birdie. Jung Yoon-ji, the defending champion. And there you see it, Han Jin-seon, Bae So-hyun, and Yoon Hwa-young. They're going to have nervy afternoons, so too Hwang Min-jung, to see if 2 over par will indeed be good enough. Park Bo-kyom battling away nicely, couple under, 2 holes to play. Tell you what, you'd really feel much more comfortable in the clubhouse at 1 over par than you would at 2. The 3s, well, they're going to need some sort of miracle, especially if you're done for the day, like Park Geol and Yang Hyo-ri. Still opportunities for the likes of Ji-han Sol to try and play their way into the weekend. But good rounds this morning from Kim Hae-eun to Lee Ga-young and Lee Seong-yeon as Yoo Hyun-ju leads the MBN Ladies Open by 2. A chance to stretch it to 3 when she steps up over her birdie putt at the 9th. 180 million Korean won to the champion of this 10th event of the season. A season that has still not seen a repeat winner. A couple of players in the mix could certainly challenge that, but yeah, for the moment it's the lady who won the DB Construction Group Championship at Rainbow Hills a couple of weeks ago, Yoo Hyun-ju, who leads the pack. So why don't we get out to some action at the Suhyup Golf and Country Club. I'm Timothy Lowe, and this is day 2 coverage of the MBN Ladies Open. Here's Park Hyun-kyung trying to salvage a birdie on her final hole. Teed off this morning, 2 over par to this point, and looks like she will sign for a 74. A little disappointing for the 8-time Tour champion. Say Suhyup looking in excellent shape this week. A splendid summertime green as Rowe plays her pitch here, currently finding herself at 3 under par. The greens, we noted there's a lot of slope in them, but they're rolling very nicely indeed. Player successfully ever defended this title before. That was Park Min-ji back in the 21-22 season. John Min-ji would be just happy to play away into the weekend as No Seung-hui, a birdie effort just coming up short at the last. Been a consistent start to the championship for Seung-hui. Looks like it's going to be a pair of 70s to leave her in good position with 18 holes to play. Jenny Sung has started to find a little momentum. 3 straight pars to start her day. Birdies at 4 and 5. Here she is at 6. Is it going to come off that slope? It's going to try. Needs to gather a whole lot more pace than that. Can she stretch that lead a little further? Hyun-jo for a closing birdie just outside of 15 feet. Nope, didn't like it straight off the putter face, but still, take nothing away. Just dropping 1 shot in 36 holes. That's going to be a round of 69 to back up her opening 68 on Friday. She will enjoy the lead at 7 under par, which at the moment is too clear of a threesome. Closest pursuers out on the golf course would be the likes of So Kyo-rim and Kim Ji-yoon, and of course Jenny Sung, who we saw just a couple moments ago. Now Im Jin-young playing alongside Jenny Sung. This is her 2nd to 6. Good one. She'll have an opportunity. Back to the 3rd and Won-kyung after that pitch shot. Ooh, look good. Just dribbled away on the right lip. Unlucky. Just to tidy up for par, No Seung-hui. Just the 1 bogey on her card, coming back at the 12th, her 3rd hole of the day. That one finds the bottom nicely, so pair of 70s to start the week. No Seung-hui in contention once again. He's one of those players who could potentially make an impression on the top of the leaderboard if she can get putts like these to drop. Mostly misread that one. Happy to get down in 2. Putting from this range, especially coming a little down the hill. Steady. Steady. Okay, little bit of cleaning up to do for Jenny Sung there at 6. To the lady who slept on the lead, but it's gotten off to a pretty poor start today. Park Hye-jin, drop shot at 10, drop shot at the par 3 12. Here she is at the 13th. It's a par 5, so it does present an opportunity to just get this round back under control a little. Lee Dae-yeon, when she's healthy, she is a dangerous contender. This is a good birdie look on 6. Very nicely holed, Lee Dae-yeon. So, a couple of early birdies for her sneaks her inside the top 15. A little more in this than Kyorim would have liked for her par at 8. Yep, it handles that very nicely. Jin Young needs these, and she'll be cut line watching all afternoon. 2 over par. Just stayed up at the end. So unlucky. Great shot in, but that putter's got to start cooperating. It's going to be an early trip home. Never easy sleeping on the lead. She does have 1 KLPGA Tour title. That was last season at Bears Best in Cheongna. Again, it's one of the easier holes that the players face here at Suhyup. Just 58 meters left for par. Didn't quite get the grab, but all in all, that's a pretty good shot. Just do with a bit of a nerve settler, roll one in, try and get herself back to even par, and then press on from there. Back to Jimmy Sung after that birdie putt when racing on past at 6. These putts are big just for consolidating momentum, especially when you get off to a good start. Okay, nicely holed. Backing up an opening round of 68 with a 69. Yoo Hyun-ju, the reigning player of the year, leads the way here in the early stages of day 2 at the MBN Ladies Open. as we gaze up the hill to the hugely elevated tee box at this par 3 7th. To find the group of Lee Dae-yeon and company. Im Jin-young and Chun Yi-sung rounding out this 3 bolts and 8 iron for E. Pins cut on that right hand side today. So a lot of good tee shots with the front hole location in the opening round, but that's going to be a lengthy birdie putt to come for E. Back on 13, Park Hye-jun trying to get her around, hit it back in the right direction. There's a nice little par-saving putt that she holed back at the 6th that's kept Chun Yi-sung at 3 under par. It's one more club for her. A beautiful Seragem massage chair, a hole-in-one prize on this par 3 this week. Just out to the heart of the green, no harm, no foul. Back at the 4th, Won Kyung for 2nd. Should be off a slight upslope in that hollow in the fairway. Im Jin-young. The season opener in Thailand at the Ridjuan Championship at Amata Springs Country Club with a final round of 65 back in March. But is going to be a bit of a tester. Got a big old shoulder to come up and over. Here's Bang Shin-sil. I mentioned disappointing round of 74 yesterday, but she's picked up an early birdie as the 6-time winner on tour. A victory at the Dusan match play 2 weeks ago. And that's a poor shot from Big Bang. An awful 3-putt. It's been a nightmare start to the weekend for the overnight leader. That's 3 drop shots in her first 4 holes. Look at that, now back into a share of 14th. So Kyo-rim. Second hole, picked up a birdie at the 7th. That is a very nice shot into 9. That breeze starting to pick up again, as it did around this time yesterday, and it really tripped up a couple of the players. It's going to be hard to hold some of these greens, especially with the front hole locations, when you're coming out of the rough. Be away here. Remember Lee Dae-yeon, that left segment of the green just out of the frame of the camera. Imagine it be her first to putt. The top talent on the KLPGA Tour Dion probably plays the lightest schedule, you can call it that. Averages around sort of 20, 22 events every year. Does have a runner-up already this season and did finish third last week at Sunning Point. Not too bad of a putt from there. Nice pace on that. Second best scoring average on tour this season, just under 70.4. Bam. Lofted wedge up, got to look out a little right. This one's going to kick left early. Decelerated into it. Pretty poor little pitch from Shin Sil. That big shoulder that Jin Young's going to come up and across. Going to be slow for the first third of this putt as well. It races off on the other side. It's just not the place to leave that tee shot. So it's going to be so hard to get the right speed coming over a slope of that gradient. Get up to the tee at the par 3, 14th, and Park Hye-jun just needs to settle herself down here, put a couple of good swings, give herself some chances. I feel like she's been unsettled. Excellent tee shot there. Sometimes everything comes to you really easy. Bogey 3 yesterday. She's more bogeys than pars so far on Saturday. Jenny's decent look for birdie here. Does have to worry about this one getting away from her. Keep her inside the top 10. Birdie putt for Won Kyung at 4 at the top level. This is going to be racing downhill and sliding off to the right. Pretty nicely judged putt. Here, also on 6. Just does the smart thing. You look out a little bit long. You've got that slope on the back side of the green. Par, not a bad score on this hole. That whole location. Come to complete a solid 2-putt. Okay, wiggles that one in nicely. Steady start to the day for the lady who opened with a 69 yesterday, 4 pars in a row. 9 KLPGA Tour victories for this young lady, 3 of them majors. twice a winner of the Hana Financial Group Championship as well. Both occasions coming in playoffs against ENG Lee, a multiple-time major championship winning Australian. Just a tremendously classy player, Idayon. Doesn't make too many mistakes. Seasoned campaigner, very tight golf game, and well, that's the lady who really impressed a lot of people yet last week. Charavi Bunchan, first player ever from Thailand to win on the KLPGA Tour. Unfortunately finds herself back at 2 over par right now, so she will be cut line watching, much like Him Jin Young in the group in front of her. Here's Bang, did manage to pop that putt in for her par, so she's still at +1. No, that ball creeps right. The harder that putt's going to be, it should be okay.
Yes.
Defending champ, Jung Yoon-ji, most prolific iron players on the KLPGA Tour. Trying to slide some kind of little left to right shape with this 8 iron. Just sensibly played out to the heart of the green. Good shot.
Yeah. You like the lady stair?
Such a special week for Bunchan. Last week, played on the KLPGA Tour since 2024, lost at card both seasons, got him back both times, so doesn't have to worry about it for 2027 and beyond. 2-year exemption with her win at the E1 Charity Ladies Open just over a week ago. Yeah, that's more like it. Good tee shot from Bunchan. Come on. Got to start holding some of these putts just to get some confidence back. Well, it's been that kind of afternoon for Park Hye-jun. Another excellent birdie opportunity squandered. As professional golfers, you start the day with the lead. You have a start like this, and all of a sudden, in the back of your mind, you start to think about that cut line. I know it's crazy to think she's got 4 shots on it, but man, the mind of a golfer can be a scary and strange place at times. Out to 9, and Yang Hyo-jin trying to make the turn with a birdie 3. To 6. Call in here. A slippery one for birdie. It's a putt that's almost impossible to leave short of the hole. It is that severe from past the pin. Sung has reached the 8th tee. He's a runner-up this season already on tour at the IM Financial Group Open, and then the very next week at the next St. Nine Masters. So knocking on the door already this season. Gimmicky tee shot, has to be said, here at 8. Tee up from this little pocket cut back in the trees to a fairway that almost sort of sits horizontally across your line of play. Easy to run through, easy to try to chomp off the dog leg and lose it outright. And that is going to be absolutely A1 for Idayon. Suhyup trying to roll this one in to turn in 35. Steady outward half for Suhyup. 3 under par keeps her within 4 shots of Joe's lead. To the 14th, Hong Kim Ji. Tee shot at the 5th for Rowe. Just a 9-9. So many of these par 3s come up from elevated tee boxes. So you come into these clubs with, just a little shorter clubs.
Okay.
She's calculated it beautifully. See that second shot that faces these players on the 8th. Elevated green, very pronounced ridge that sort of cuts through the middle of it for the second day in a row. That pin on the back segment, so really much better off missing this green long and coming up short and having to deal with the speed change in that putt. Easier said than done, especially when you're coming up such elevation to a flagstick way, even though we've got one of these sort of jumbo flagsticks that are almost double the height of a regular one. You can't see the bottom half of it. So it's just about trying to calculate correctly and ensure that you get it past this pin. Start at left, staying left. But that's absolutely fine for Im Jin Young. Saw earlier on that graphic, 14 meters of elevation back in that fairway up to the green. Nicely judged. Just skipped it into that upslope, took some of the sting out, and that is a beautifully controlled second for John. has to go Idayon. Really hoist this one up high into the air. To come down soft. Might be able to pitch it onto that back shelf, get some stoppage. Just like that. Quality. After that great tee shot at 5, can Rowe convert? Quick slide of this, moving from left to right.
다행이다.
ENG up and over this slope, snapping to the left. That one looks like it's a little low. Pretty well done for pace. to say this putt should move to Dion's right with the influence of that central spine coming into the equation. Straightened up a little bit more than she anticipated. Still, you're not going to be arguing or complaining too much if you walk off that 8th green with the same score you stood on the tee box with. Of age now. Dion spent just over a decade as a playing professional. Still trying to work out, is that a manatee or a whale? Whatever it is, it's absolutely adorable. I'm sure we'll figure that out by the end of tomorrow's play. Very thick looking line for Cole. Not much green to work with as well at the 7th. But she's managed that brilliantly. What a shot. That's a bonus birdie. That'll take her to 3 under par. Indeed. Decent idea of how this is going to move watching Dion's just a little earlier. Oh, almost for Jenny Sung. Great try. Slightly out of position. Here on 6 is Kyung. Maybe the hole you want to be trying to attack coming out of the rough. Just 106 meters left though. Have a good amount of loft on this one. Try and get it to come down softly. And she has. What a shot. What a brilliant shot from Rowe that just stays there. Mind the slope. Oh dear, another yard, and that would have been outstanding. And now that's just a little unfair because she's got a delicate little pitch coming up for her 3rd. Up to the 9th tee. And Jung Sung would drive it. Players really get a hold of this one. Pitch it on that downslope. You catch that little speed shoot and get a good 20, 30 extra yards of run. Not going to make it all the way to the crest of that hill, but that is nicely placed. Dion may only be of a sort of slight stature, but she can really crank up the speed if she wants to. Just to see if she tries to get this down to the bottom of the hill. Just into the left rough. Let's look at the day at Jang Eun-soo, who's at the 7th at 2 under par.
Nice, good shot.
Oh, crest the ridge beautifully.
짱.
That was one of the best shots we've seen all day into this par 3.
살짝 맛이야.
한 8풀 칠게요.
오케이.
슬라이스 몇 바람?
약간
Cruel game golf, a foot away from an excellent shot. That looks like Noel's going to bump this into the slope in front of her. Just enough speed to get it over the crest, and then it should sort of release on from there. Just carry that a little too far. Easy to do when you try and play those shots. You need to hit that into the slope, not just over the top of it. So I'm struggling for par now.
아무도 안 쳤어.
Well, despite having seen all 3 tee shots of these players at the previous hole, not sure why we didn't see any of their putts. I can report that Jaravi Bunchan did indeed 2 putt for her par. So to Bang Shin Sil and Jung Yoon Ji. So Bunchan at 2 over. South Korean group mates, 1 over apiece, but it's going to be Bunchan first to putt from what is a rather undesirable spot to be. I mentioned on the low side of this green, you just have to hit it so hard to get the ball up that slope, but you need it to just be cresting the top of that rise with dying pace, because then it will gather pace as it hits that upper level as it makes its way to the hole. So just about pace control this putt. Get this within 2-3 feet. You'll happily walk off with your par. Wasn't too bad, but I just got a nervy one left. Hong Hyun Ji. She is on 15. Flat looking lie. A very well played second at all. Doesn't even get it onto the correct plateau. Back at 6. Lee So-yeon 4. Is this for a 3? Shin-sil is becoming more across the ridge as well, but has the same problems that caught out Jaravi Bunchan earlier. And doesn't really manage any better than the tie. Looks a little scruffy for Lee Dae-yeon. Just got to play for release here. It's a pretty steep bank at the front of the green, but really don't want to be carrying this on more than sort of 2-3 yards. Expect a little jump. About as good as she could have done from that spot. Very nicely played. Jenny Sung, though, out of the middle of the fairway. This is a green light situation. Gotta pitch this a little right of the flag, because you've seen a couple of shots. If you're a little short and you're left, obviously coming in with a pretty lofted club, generating a lot of spin. Just get some grab. It's going to feed away to that lower front left section of the green. So really important to trust your landing spot here and just air a little bit right of target. Poor shot. See, that's a 4 out of 10. She knows it. So for par, back on the 6th. Doesn't want to come back from outside the hole. It's going to be a bogey 5, and that was really just down to the tee shot. Back to 15. After an indifferent second, this is Hong for her. Wasn't a million miles off. Good pace. Stunner of a tee shot. Zhang and Su to convert at 7. Okay, well hauled. Tee shot deserved the 2, and excellent start to Saturday continues for Zhang, who now moves into a share of 8th. Bunchan, important par-saving putt now for the tie. Nope. So difficult to trust the amount of swing in that putt. So another drop shot. Need to start finding some birdies, Jaravi. Got to start it outside left with good pace here. Not that far outside the left. That just shows you it's on the wrong segment of some of these greens. 3 putts, very, very possible. Down to +3. The tie. Cut line sitting at 2 over. Which is the mark that Shin Sil is going to find herself on after this putt goes. chip in at 7. Here's Ko at 8. Well played. It's going to be a realistic birdie look from that angle. Not too much break in it. Back to the 7th tee and Suhyup 4. Been a couple of birdies in the last few groups on this hole. And actually, that's a makeable spot. She's left it. Kyorin on the other side of the golf course has second to 11. This is the 9th hole, and Idayon, who has been playing very steady, solid golf so far on Saturday, has a birdie putt from just up a very gentle little rise. This one will be working downhill and then shifting off to the right in the last 6-7 feet. Just a straight up misread there. First real poor putt we've seen off the flat stick of E. And Kyung coming off her first bogey of the afternoon. Here she is at 7. Simpler putt for Jenny Sung than Dai on this one, just straight uphill. Tidy front side for Jenny Sung, blemish free. This would be some stretcher holes to start making birdies on. This is go on 8. Tracking well. Just needed an ounce more on it. After a pointy second at 11, Suhyup now with ample amount of green with which to work for her third. Not a very convincing chip shot at all. Struggling for par here at the relatively simple par 4, it has to be said. It's 11th hole. Further up the back 9. She started her day on the 10th. This is her second to 16. String of pars to this point. Takes a big first bounce, but gets a little grab on it. So we'll have a look from just around 20 feet. Try and hope on her account for the weekend. To 11, see if Suhyup can roll this one in for par, just breaking a little to her left. Absolutely hammered that one through the break. Wish her she hadn't, because that is not stone dead. Junglin Su has had a pretty good day so far. 3 birdies, no drop shots. Here she is on 8. Safely onto that upper level of this split-tiered green. Whoa. Jaravi Bunchat flirting with some trouble at the 9th, but that tee shot safely in play for the tie. And it's a good angle to this right pin. If she can navigate this lie, read it correctly. Just pitch a little soft, unlucky that. Needed a bigger first kick. She's just trying to pitch this in the fringe, then have it trickle on from there. Yeah, played it nicely. Out to the 10th tee for the group of Idayon and company to start their back 9. This 10th hole, absolutely no walk in the park. You can see it up ahead. Long, demanding par 4. Second shot plays uphill to a pretty slopey green. So important to find this fairway. She has not done that. That's going to complicate things a little for Dayon. It's a pretty simple little chip for Suhyup. Just maybe caught in between two lines there. She wanted to carry it a little further on and try and bump it. And she is making a right old mess of this par 3. Can she keep that good momentum rolling along on this back 9? Jun Yi-sung on the 10th tee. Looking at it anxiously, and should just stay on the fairway. No, maybe just in that first cut of rough. rules officials just having a word with these ladies to pick up the pace, and I have to say it, call a spade a spade. The pace of play on the KLPGA Tour is rather pedantic most times, but good to see that these girls are getting a little bit of a move on. Golf these days slow enough as it is without 5-hour plus rounds, so fair play to the group of Idayon, Im Jin Young and Jun Yi Sung. Suhyup Rim trying to limit the damage to 1 at 11. She'll do that, so back to 2 under. At 16, Hong G open her account. Not a bad spot to be putting from. Just a little downhill, maybe a little bit of movement to the right. Right in. Great birdie there for Hong, who will move herself into a share of 5th at 4 under par, alongside the likes of No Seung Hui and Lee Ga-young, who are already in the clubhouse for the day. Lee Rae-hyun has turned in 4 under par as she plays the front side, so scores available this afternoon. Wave. Lee So-yoon 4 though, struggling at 7. That's for par. And that's not going to stretch. Unforced error from E. Bunchan at 9. Exactly a realistic birdie opportunity, but the tie's got to find some over the next 9 holes or so if she is to be around for a second weekend in a row. That is not a good putt at all, really lacked pace. And she is making things awfully challenging for herself, last week's winner. Jungwon Soo. Trying to snuggle this one up close, back on 8. Yes. So-yoon just taps this one in for her bogey at the par 3. Doesn't look particularly good for Lee Daeyeon, so this one's going to come out pretty hot with not much spin. She's got 5 iron from 169. Played for it, and she judged that really nicely. Knew she couldn't land it on the green, it was going to go shooting over the back. It's a clever shot from E. It doesn't look much better for Chen Yi-sung in that left-hand rough, but at least today for the second round, the pin's cut over on the right-hand side, so you don't have to challenge that deep greenside bunker. Decent amount of left to right borrow in this putt coming up. Very nicely read and really well hauled there. He battling away bravely, trying to make the weekend. Back on 8, just trying to clean this one up for par. Get the skip up that Idayon got Jenny Sung. So now pitching here, got some options, can play it along the ground, try and run it up, or try and take some of the slope out. Carried all the way up, gone for option A. I think that's the percentage played, just didn't quite hit it hard enough. second of Colton here. So much of this is just trying to predict how that ball's going to react coming from that rough. Sounded like she made pretty good contact with it. And gets a nice kick up, but it's not going to stay. That's going to keep rolling off to the left. But all in all, pretty fair effort from that position. Slow putt coming up at 12 for Suhyup. Good speed on that. Par for her round, 2 drop shots against a lone birdie. This is one of those putts that's so easy to leave short because of how steep that slope is that she's coming up. Flattens out once it gets under that middle level. It's not like it's going to race away from her, just about being positive with your speed. Maybe a little too positive. Touch heavy-handed there from Diane. To the long par 3 12th is where we find Kim Jae-hee, who's just birdied 11, trying to pick up a couple more to make the cut.
Sure.
That's going to help. Excellent tee shot there. Much friendlier hole location today for these players. That front segment of the green. Jenny Sung to try and keep a bogey off her scorecard here. She is at 10. This right to left her for par. Even when she hit it. So 10th claims another victim. Jenny Sung back to 2 under. Off with a 5 as well after running that birdie putt well past the pin. Yeah, rock solid. Nicely recovered from Lee Daeyeon. Back on 9. And Haig after that nicely controlled second. This is a slow putt. Gotta give this one a good thump. And she hasn't seen that a number of times from that angle. That's a very solid front side. 3 birdies moved her inside of the top 10. Just about trying to play for position here. Get as close as you can to Yoo Hyun-joo, and many professional golfers will tell you as long as you're within 5 shots of the lead come the start of Sunday, you always feel like you have a chance. That's going to be the mini goal for a number of these afternoon starters.
올라오지 말아주세요. 들어가세요.
This pretty elevated tee box at 11. And that fairway, pretty tiny target. It just snakes away to the right. Really bunker must be avoided. So really just try and keep this up the left edge of the fairway. Jung and Soo going to have a good amount of control coming from the fairway at 9. Again, make sure you carry this to the pin and a little bit right. Yeah, good shot. This is the 17th and the first look of the day. It's Song Eun-jung. He's putting for birdie. And judging that one really nicely. Good effort from long range. Here's Bunchan, who unfortunately bogeyed 9, so that's 3 drop shots in the last 4 holes for last week's champion. Coming out of the rough on 10, not going to make things any easier for the Duke graduate. We'll keep going. Not going to make it all the way up, I fear, but that's a good shot. Package of 17 for Hyun-ji. Gradual little mover from right to left. Start to turn there. Nope. Just a little too much speed on it. Shinsil also having a very poor day. We're back at 5 over par. And that's a good shot there for Bang. Bogey on 8 and a triple bogey 7 after losing her tee shot into the jungle at 9. So the featured group really having a tough time. Head on 11, Dion. Never going to be able to get that to hold coming from that thick rough, but that's okay. She leaves it in a decent spot. Kim Jae-hee after that beautiful tee shot on 12. This to move her to the projected cut line of +2. Oh, thought she had it. Great try. Sun lies a little better than Dion's, just being in that first cut of rough, so a bit less grass going to be caught between club face and ball, but still got to expect some release once this hits the green. Just a little bit of cleaning up to do for Hyunji's par on the 17th. Don't really give the hole away from here, though, if anything, just left half. Oh, that moved a whole lot more than either Hong or I thought. That is... wow. 3-putt from out of the blue. So she'll drop a shot as well. Bunchan. Got to start making something happen. Oh! And I wonder, see that flag's a little tilted towards that right-hand side. I wonder if that flag stick wasn't there, whether that might have just sort of hit the back of the cup and popped in. Just not getting any breaks right now. There's Jarafi as we go back to 9 and a birdie opportunity for Jung and Soo. Well back in the stand, so sharply trying to place a kind of low pop and run. So beautifully played, Lee Dayon, absolutely textbook stuff. A big victory for Bang Shin Sil at the Doosan match play a fortnight ago. Moved her to 3rd on the money list and 2nd on the points list, already banking 363 million Korean won this season. Coming off a miscut last week, doesn't want to spend 2 Sundays in a row with her feet up at home. That was a poor putt. Can't seem to get anything going, this group. To putt it from the back edge of 11 from the sun, just gives you an idea of how rapid it is from the back segment of the green. All in all, pretty well done. Clattering birdie putt off the flagstick. Still has a little bit of cleaning up to do for par. We saw Shin Sil's move left early. So Jarvi was paying attention. she wasn't. Almost a carbon copy of the putt that Bum hit. These two barring something really special over the next 8 holes. Could be headed for the exit. Still going to get Sung's full attention. Downhill, so can't slam it into the back of the cup. Just got to try and trickle this one in over the front left edge. Yep, just like that. Well done. Just doing what she does so well, Darion, staying patient, keeping the card clean. Just doesn't make many unforced errors, this 29-year-old. Safely found the fairway at 10, and with today's more accessible hole location, be aggressive to it, but you've got to get your numbers right to this elevated target. And she has, and she has. Oh, thought that was going to grab. That's unlucky. Skips through the green, and very unlucky with that lie, because it looks like a pretty thick one. Now, Kim Soo-ji, first look at the Autumn Queen today. Nice tee shot into the par 3 14th. We'll know if she likes it. Just watch that left hand for the signature fist bump. No, good try. 2 under par. She's lurking, hanging around there. Stern test, this par 3 12, longest of the 4 par 3s here at Suhyup. A little bit more generous flag. You can see it there on the left-hand segment of the green. It's the only par 3 here that doesn't play downhill. We saw a lot of fairway woods and long irons yesterday. I think about 15 meters shorter for today's second round, so probably going to see a couple of 6 irons, maybe even a 7-iron or 2, but it's a bit of a respite from the difficult test that it was at Friday's opening round. Darion will have the tee and should be able to shape one in a little from right to left. Choyerim, who could do with one of these dropping. Good tee shot on 14. Saw how Suji's putt reacted around the cup. And she will take full advantage. Great birdie coming off the double at 13, so back to +2. She's got to win at some point in her career, doesn't she? So much talent, so many close calls. In a sense, it's going to be when, not if, Choi Rim enters the winner's circle on the KLPGA Tour. Now to the 18th, the par 5 closing hole. Hong Hyun-ji. Pretty steep front segment of the green. That ball doesn't release, and if she's not careful, that one could back up off the front edge. I think it's going to be okay. Generally some. Going with hybrid here, just going to have to be a pretty soft one. Yeah, she's done nicely. Really well played shot. Wide open here on 10 for go. It was always a little tricky. Any acceleration with that. And it's easier said than done when you know the green runs away from you if you do happen to get it past that pin. So Kobe Hyun on the third. Drop shot on the second, and it's nowhere near it. That's no guaranteed 2-putt at the par 5.
오케이, 거리.
Shinsu just got to go on the attack, full attack mode. Throws it a little too deep there. Just having a look at my scoring terminal here. At the moment, 2 over par and a share of 50th. That is the projected cut. 2 over par, a share of 66. So there is a possibility. There's about a dozen players at 2 over par out on the golf course right now. There's a possibility it could drop to 3. Maybe if you're Bunchan, you're thinking, right, that's 2 birdies, maybe a third. I've got a couple of par 5s coming up. She's just going to need to hit better quality shots than that. That is not good, especially coming out from the fairway. So for par now at 10 after that poor chip. Look at that huge mount that she's got to deal with here on 18, Hong Hyun-ji. Send it up over the crest of that, and it'll hang a hard right turn. Either hard enough or high enough. Yeah, somewhere bunkered on Par 3 is Idayon. Oh, how's that for a golf shot? So good, Dayon. Every time you think she's slightly out of position, she uses a bit of wedge wizardry. The tricky, it's got to navigate its way over a spine. Kurehyun on 3. Good tee shot has given Jenny Sung the opportunity to take her tally back to 3 under. Oh, cruel. That's the second big lip out. We saw it from Kim Jae-hee earlier as well. See that cut, that cup's cut just a little tighter on that par 3, because I've seen a couple of really good putts that have stayed above ground. Someone Jung, also with a lot of break to negotiate here. And Sue, downhill lie here at 10 from the semi-rough. Should have enough steam to get over the crest. Look at this. This is outstanding. Beautiful shot from Jung and Soo. That's the way you get it close on the par 4. For another great escape. Here she is at 12 for par. Again. Keeps the card clean, keeps the round under control. Very good indeed. Kurehyun for her part on the 3rd. So back-to-back bogeys. Her momentum has just come to a grinding halt. So for par. ENG, just outside left edge with good pace. Yep. Good 2-putt. Keep her interested as she makes the turn. Kim Soo-ji here on 15. You know she can throw plenty of birdies at a golf course, this young lady. It's a lot of quality shots as well. Nicely controlled from Suji. Soft here in, just off the back of the green at 14. Going to land this just past the fringe. Slope should do the rest of the work. Ji Hyun too has made quite the charge here. Turned in 1 under par, but birdies at 1 and 2. Now see her at 5 under in a share of second, and she's found the correct segment of the green at 3. So a really good opportunity to get within 1 of Yoo Hyun Jo. Back to 11 and Bunchan after that squirrely second shot, and playing 3. Straight up lapse in concentration there. Was not a difficult chip shot whatsoever. In the sense, maybe a miscut for the most recent champion of the KLPGA Tour. Up ahead to Dion. Tee shot at the 13th. So a couple of players reached this green in 2 yesterday with the helping breeze. Generally some not known as a power player on the KLPGA Tour. It's only 233 yards off the tee, but doesn't miss many fairways. 15th most accurate driver. Add a little extra oomph.
내비가 안 돼. 40개 나온 거지?
40개 나온 거야?
매회 100만 원이니까.
Yeah, after that chip shot went sliding past, saving grace is at least coming back up the hill, so you can play it with a little bit more pace.
얼마 못 쓸게.
Took some of the break out, and she didn't. Weak effort. It's a soft bogey on the par 3 for Salk. Starting to get to that point in the round where you're going to need a little luck. That's not going to go for Barnett. Kim Soo-ji after that really solid second on 15. Putting that left arm across her chest just to make sure those shoulders are squared up. There's that little left-hand fist bump. 3 birdies in her last 4 holes. Soo-ji inside the top 10. Slippery slope for her over the last hour and a half. And that's going to be yet another drop shot. Goodness me, she's dropped 5 in the last 6. Where did it all go wrong for Bunchan? Absolutely cracking second into 10. Still got to finish the job for Jung Eun-soo. 7. She's hit an absolutely glorious second into 10. Jung and Soo 4 under for the championship and the day. Brilliant golfing. Kim Ji-hyun too, also having a solid day. This will be for 3 in a row to move her into solo second. She's got it. Wow. All of a sudden, we're starting to see some birdies made at Star Hugh. Kim Ji-hyun finally cutting into the lead of Yoo Hyun Jo with 6 holes left to play. Second shot now at the par 5 13th for Jun Yi-sung. Able to get it all the way home. 234 coming uphill, but she can leave it handy for her third. Jin Young flirting with that cut line. Birdie here would certainly make the last couple of holes a lot more comfortable. If she can get it onto the front edge. She's a lot further up than her 2 playing partners. 26 to the holes. That leaves her about 206 to the front. Helping Breeze really go after it, but that one's turning off left in a hurry. Yeah, did get it on the dance floor. It's not exactly where the band is playing. She is going to have a monster putt left from that low segment of the green. But it'll be for eagle. Colin Hay after the sloppy bogey at 10. That's not going to hold the green at 11. Third shot for Jun. Very nicely controlled. Leaves it underneath the hole as well. So a little uphill birdie putt to come. He got robbed on the previous par 3 for birdie. And this one's not going to slip past. Well done. Good birdie. Moves to projected safety anyway at 2 over. Suhyup all ahead on 15. And slightly down the hill, so probably playing around 95. It's nicely controlled. Who can't quite see what the line looks like, but ample amount of green to work with. Should be a little basic bump and run. Rolled off the green, so she can pitch this one, take that big ridge out of play, carry onto that plateau where the pins cut. Just didn't quite get the check she needed. Run and mark it. There's a big old slope that might roll the ball off the green. Get there in time, Dion. Yep, she's going to be okay. So pass even putt now for Go back on 11. Back to back bogeys now. It's just ground to a screeching halt. Dion, after an indifferent little pitch shot, still has a chance for birdie at 13. To be for Eve.
Oh.
Not the start to the back 9 that she would have hoped for. Now back at 1 under par. Starting to whip for Chinese Sun, but opportunity up for her. It's a little uncomfortable. You're putting through your own shadow. Holds out nicely, so gets the round back under control and moves herself back inside the top 10. Thick lie on 11. Seen a couple of players struggle to hold this green, losing it out to the right, coming from that left rough. to go after that lovely shot on 15, so only going to be a par.
누구 탔어요? 이상 나와야 돼.
거의 한 30 떨어지면 되거든. 그냥 D만 보면 돼. D에 골프는 D고.
좌우측도 괜찮아요?
응?
좌우측도 괜찮아요?
응, 좌측이 좀 더 낫지.
It's going to be a 7-iron for Juddy, so I just don't want to go long to today's whole location. Leave you a slippery chip or putt. And almost jarred that on the second bounce. Took it straight at the target. This is going to be an 8-iron for her. Should be a little bit of help off the 14th tee. So the lady who currently sits closest to Yoo Hyun Jo, Kim Ji Hyun 2, 3 straight birdies since making the turn has moved her to 6 under par. Takes a bit of a big kick there on the 4th, but she's found the putting surface. Well, this would be for 4 in a row for Kim Ji-hyun too, but guarantee you she'd happily take a 2-putt from this position. Keep going. Just outside the gimme circle. There are no gimmies in professional golf, but a foot, maybe 2 feet closer. Back to the 12th. The player who has had the momentum just evaporate since making the turn. Could do with this one dropping. Won't for go. Going to be a slow putt for Jam and Su from this point, and it will be snapping hard from right to left. Putts from the back edge of 14 can be pretty quick. You have to pay attention on this one, Jenny Sung. That's what can happen if you're just a little pacey. A bit of cleaning up for her part on 11. Slips wide. That's a clumsy bogey. Just trying to get out of here with her par on the 4th. This will be a good 2-putt. Yep, well done. Little sliding birdie opportunity coming up on 14. Looked good, just a little too much speed in that. Good try though. G is going along the best of this featured group. Her 3rd shot to the 13th, safely inside the mark right now at 1 over par. Shot that should stay there. Ooh, stop rolling. No, that's gone. That's off the front edge of the green. Game of fine margins golf, isn't it? Come back off the par now at 14 for Jun. It's so hard to pick up that birdie on 13. Don't want to give it back straight away. Unfortunately, she will. Boomchan pretty much needs to run the tables right now, the tide. Journey of 1,000 miles and all that, but she's going to have to hold that and then some. To the tee at 5. Downhill par 3 with a front left pin. Seen a couple of close ones already. It's a 9-iron for Ji-hyun. Keeping a keen eye on it. For good reason. That was tracking. Good shot. Across to the other side of the golf course and the long par 3-12 with Jung Eun-soo.
샷.
아, 넘어갔지.
엣지. 7m 보네.
아,
Hit this a little harder than your eye first makes you want to believe because of that gradient of that slope you're coming up. That was clunky. Sung on the 15th tee. Couple of short par 4s and a par 5. 18th to play, so still a couple of opportunities. Really whipping out there for Suhyup Rim on the 16th hole. The intensity really, you have to start factoring it in on some of these putts, even though this is downhill. A flat putt, maybe even a little uphill, so you have to be brave and trust your pace on this. Really well managed there, not easy at all in those conditions. So good speed on that for Saw. Just going with a 3-wood off this 15th tee. I think that's the sensible play. Just gives you a little bit more width of fairway with which to work. Still can't find the short grass. Nice play. Left him to putt it from out of the rough as well, Jungmin Su. I mean, after that ball wasn't lying very well. Those big fat mallet putters. Surely blading a wedge, just trying to chop down on a lob wedge would have been a little bit more predictable. Back to Jung Yoon-ji as she tries to battle the cut line. This is for par at the 13th. That's not going to go. This is to tie the lead now. This is a big Saturday performance for the rookie who drains it. Done indeed. 4 birdies in the last 5 holes. Joins Yoo Hyun Jo at the top. She's only made 3 cuts coming into the week. Best finish, a top 10 at the Dukchin EPC Championship, but well played. Ji Hyun alongside Yoo Hyun Jo. That's a much welcome birdie there. That's the hold on the 16th. Bunchan. Could very well be her race run this week. Hasn't looked awfully settled since we came on air. Sitting down in that left rough on the 15th for Chun Yi-sung, and it's a little bit of an uncomfortable looking second shot as he come over that left-hand bunker to the left-hand pin with the breeze off the left. This is just got to be sensible from here. Don't need to take on too much. Didn't even look at flagstick there, just play it out to the right, try to use some of the slopes in the greens. It's a veteran play there for Chun Yi-sung. Dion is even further left. I mean, doesn't have to come over that bunker, but just look at the angle she's left herself. Hardly anything to work with from here. Just really had limited options from that position, and at least she's drawn a good lie in that rough through the back of the green. She won't know it though from where she is in that left rough. Jung In-soo. Player hit the skids after making the turn. Was traveling along so nicely. Easy little bogey on 11. Follows that one up with another drop shot at 12. So parity at the top of the leaderboard. Fabulous going from the rookie Kim Ji-hyun too, who joins the reigning player of the year, Yoo Hyun Jo, atop the leaderboard at 7 under par. This is where we should see some more great touch from Idayon. Ball sitting up very nicely, so good chance she catches this off the top of the club. Comes out a little dead, so I'm going to land this maybe about 6 feet on the green. Have it trickle on the rest of the way. Pitch it a lot further up than I thought. Maybe a little too far up. Not her finest bit of wedge work there, Dayan, so I'll have to rely on the putter to keep the bogeys off the card this afternoon. Go back to the par 5 13th and Ko Un-hee. Missed a little one for birdie back on 12 after a couple of drop shots. That one going to get away from her to the right on 13. All of a sudden, finding the going just a little tricky. Bit of a double breaker now for Jenny Sung. Initial movement, this putt's going to be off the right, and as it makes its way down into that ball, it starts to wander back towards the right. Just about getting the pace right, really. Got half a chance. No, just slides away on her. Good try, though. Herself a share of the lead right now from Ji-hyun. 20-year-old, only turned pro just over 2 years ago. A huge Sunday ahead for her. That's a quality shot into this tricky pin on the 6, so an outside chance for the outright lead. So Dayan sizing up this par putt. Should just be maybe half a ball outside the right. Could be hit with a little bit of pace working uphill. Little bit more speed. So for a tee shot leads to a first bogey of the weekend for Lee Dayon, who will now slip 6 shots behind your co-leaders Kim and Yu. Here's An Jae-hee on 14, right on that projected cut mark of 2 over par. Oh, off the flagstick, almost driving away with a brand new Mercedes-Benz. Jamin Su a hole ahead on the 13th with her 3rd shot. Going to be coming up short here. She's not going to. Maybe a little too cautious with that. Suji, who's just birdied 17, take a 4 under for the back 9, 4 under for the tournament, has set up a really good birdie opportunity on the 18th, so Suchi could thrust herself into one of the penultimate groups Sunday if that one goes. What a back nine it's been for her. I've just seen one tee shot bounce off the flagstick. It's Colton He have one as well. That's pretty good. That's the correct segment. Lovely tee shot. Should be nothing more than a formality for Jenny Sunspar on 15. She'll go through her full routine, giving this plenty of care and attention. Really doesn't need to start this one outside the hole at all. Just keeping a nice square club face, rocking the shoulders, keeping that head still, and should have a par with no issues. For the outright lead, but she'll have to have her wits about her because this is pretty quick if you get a little rambunctious with your pace. Should be able to manage it from there. Just to give you an idea of the kind of year that Kim Ji-hyun's had. Missed the first 3 cuts of the year. Non-factor at the next Sense 8-9 Masters, tie for 42nd there. Top 10 is tie for 7th with a final round 68 at the Dukshin EPC Championship. Then missed the next 2 cuts before finishing in a share of 14th last week at the E1 Charity Open. Only made 38 million Korean won this season, 67th on the money list, 46th on the points list, and a very distant 8th on the rookie points list. Doesn't even have an underpass scoring average coming into this championship, but here she is, tied for the lead with the reigning player of the year, Yoo Hyun-jo. Wasting any time over this putt though. Okay. Certainly playing with a lot of confidence. Kim Ji-hyun, another hole ticked off, 3 to go. Some 3 holes to go on the other side of the golf course. Birdied this hole yesterday to former Celtrion Queens champion. He's got the driver here on Saturday. Safely skirts that left-hand trap and settles nicely on the fairway. And after that absolutely stonking tee shot, An Jae-hee is going to tap that one in for a birdie that will give her a little cushion against the projected cut line of 2 over par. That takes her to 1 over with her first birdie of the day. So very close to an ace at 14. Kim Soo-ji, a closing birdie and an inward half of 31. Oh, and she's got it. What a way to finish for Kim Soo-ji. Absolutely storming home to the clubhouse. Brilliant round of 68. She moves into a share of 3rd, and that's another quality player that is going to be nipping at the heels of your championship leaders with 18 to play. Now back on 13, Jung Eun-soo trying to get the putter warmed up again. Not to be. Chance on 14 needs to move a little right. It doesn't. No location on the 16th today. Chen Yu-sang off a just a gentle little downslope, but a breeze looks like it's going straight down for her. Just want to carry this past the front edge. Expect a bit of a kick like that. Nicely done. A little lean on that for Im Jin-young. Hits the brakes in time. They have a putt for birdie. That is a really thick line for Lee Da-yeon. Awfully close to real danger. She's actually in the penalty area, but under the new rules of golf, to ground a club, so to take practice swings and all that. But these are always just a little uncomfortable. You've got to ensure solid contact. Definitely want to be looking out a little left. Just give yourself some margin for error. Popped out a little high and right on her, but she gets away with it. That was heart in mouth moment for E.
사람 그냥 슬라이스 살짝 있긴 한데 그냥 6시 생각해도 돼.
I've seen a couple of good ones around 14 already. What does Zhang and Su have in store for us? Remember, every birdie made on this hole is going to earn 1,000,000 Korean won towards a charity at the MBN Ladies Open. Easy, don't run through. Oh, geez. Just far enough away from the collar, but that is going to be rapid. Leader. Kim Ji-yeon 2. 500 for the day as she waits on that elevated 7th tee. Currently sharing the lead with reigning player of the year and defending Star Championship winner Yoo Hyun Jo. Carded around a 69 earlier this morning, and these stats, even though graphically haven't been fit very nicely into that graphic, they make for pretty reading. Only missed one green in regulation today, 2 fairways, and well, putting quite nicely as well. Makes for a pretty good combination. That portion of the green on 16. So it's just a little downhill, but that breeze should negate it. He's in a sort of position where he's definitely going to need to at least pick up a birdie coming home. 3 years apart, unlikely to make it to the weekend. And it is inching in that direction. You need 3 more players to drop. Should have an idea of what this ball does. It's got to be positive with the speed. Good try. Green finally clear ahead on 7. Co-leader Kim Ji-hyun to the tee. It's an innocuous little hole location, certainly a lot trickier than the one that the players faced yesterday. It's a 5-iron, which seems like a whole lot of club for her. Oh, doesn't quite make it up that little slope, so it could be a bit of a tester. The final hole of the day for Suhyup, who's at 2 under par, trying to take one step closer to the lead going into Sunday. Three under par at one point of this round, but that's a good shot into 15. Give herself a reasonable opportunity to try and recover one of her drop shots around the turn. And after a scary second iron, with actually a reasonable look for birdie here on 16. Clumsy indeed. Got away from her. Diane suddenly making things hard for herself. Back on 14. Slippery chip for Jung Eun-soo. Just far enough away from the fringe where she should be able to get clean contact and a bit of check. Racing that birdie cut pass is now a lot more than she bargained for her par on the 16th. Oh, goodness. Praised her for her course management and excellent golfing IQ all day long, and to see two sloppy bogeys on back-to-back holes that take Sidayon back to even par. It shows you this game can humble even some of the best. Well, Jin Young can't afford to be missing this. She does. She can need to birdie both the closing holes to guarantee herself a place on the weekend. Slips in the side door, so definitely at least a birdie required for her to the next two holes. Back to 18, just off the edge of the green for Suhyup. Does have to land this on the fringe. He's just carried about a foot on. Should release along the ground from there. Lovely try. Good touch. Jung Eun-soo after a little chip that probably lacked a touch of conviction. Is this for par? It's been tough watching Jung Eun-soo. Yet another drop shot. That's 3 in the last 4 holes. She tumbles back to 1 under par as we come to the end of our coverage. Day 2 here at the MBN Ladies Open. Parity at the top of the leaderboard between Yoo Hyun-jo and Kim Ji-hyun-joo. Set for a thrilling Sunday. Hopefully you'll join us for the final round tomorrow afternoon. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at the Suhyup Golf Resort. Bye-bye for now.